Hi, this is a bit of a quick update video. It's really following on from what I posted yesterday when I showed you the gold chart. I wasn't going to do this, but I've just come back into the office and I just see the gold. I'm just monitoring at the moment, and I thought I'd just post this and just talk you through the situation here so you can get a greater understanding of what's going on right at the live edge, which is always a good place to learn. So let's just get our familiar marker on here. So you can see on the other video I said about here, we had this pushed up through here. We would be looking to place a sell order under here, and if this stayed red, you can see as it did. So I'm not sure exactly, I think that would have been filled just down there. Now what we've got now is we've still got the red, but notice we've got a pressure point on the extremity, which means we have a lot more pressure built up in there. So that's going to be quite interesting to see what actually comes out of here, because if this plays out, then we should be getting this move down here. And of course, if this one actually then breaks through here, it could be quite a significant move down. But of course, the whole thing could turn around, and this could end up to be a point that it breaks above, and this trend that we have here could actually could continue on up. Either way, we can nail it down and we can get an entry into that. So we'll just see how it goes. And what I'll do is if I don't have time to finish this tonight, because it's getting on a bit here in New Zealand, but if it doesn't have this, then I'll carry this over in the morning so we can see what's happened, and we'll go from there. So I'll catch up with you pretty soon. Well, hi, welcome back. A quick update. Sorry about the sound on this. I haven't got the bigger microphone hooked up, so it's going to be probably a little bit echoey, but listen, that alarm just went off, was the alarm I'd got on my phone there, because if you look over, I'll just show you why. So if I was out the room, I could come back in when the bar is closing. Let me just show you there quickly before it closes. You can see here, see that countdown? You can set that to show countdown to when the actual bar closes on there. And because I'm looking at around this area now and what's just happened, I'm quite interested where the bar closes. Not where it closes, but when it closes, so I can then look at the overall position where I might be able to get in, or even move a stop if I was in that situation as well. So you can see what we've got down here. We've got a couple of, so it's starting to turn green on here. Now, the tempting thing to do is to think, okay, when this closes, which is going to be in 12 seconds, 11 seconds, it'll close before we finish this bit of an update, is to think, okay, well, that's now going to be 2. So if I put a buy order above here and it went up and went through there, it would go green, okay, and which would give me 3, and it would determine, you know, there we go. See, for example, there we go. So that's turned green on there. Now, the issue with this is, of course, that this might not, if it did go up through here, but it might not close off at that position. So I'd like to see it close, and I'd know that there would be definite 3 there, because it could actually turn down and come down here now and break through this point that we said about earlier. So that's why I'm just waiting at this point and seeing that. You can see now I've got 14:24. You see on the time there is the countdown to the close. So I'm just going to sit here and wait and see how this plays out, and then see if I can put a position on to capture any move out of here. So I'll update you as and when things happen. Something I will quickly just show you here, because I've been asked about this before, and that is about putting alerts on price levels. If you get you've got your cursor here, your crosshair, and if you move over to say where you want, you see this little plus sign here. So let's suppose, for example, I want an alert if it passes through this point here. If I just click on here, and then I can add an alert on gold at that price, click on that, and you'll see a line appear. And now what will happen is that if the price goes up through here, then TradingView will pop an alert up on here, which I could actually have sent to my phone or mobile device, whatever, but that'll pop an alert up on the screen and play a little tune and let me know that that price has been touched. So it's very useful to draw your attention to things if you're doing other things while you're trading. So I'll catch up with you in a minute. Okay, so we've got seconds to go. There we go. Now we'll count down to a new one. So now this looks pretty good, doesn't it? So now if the market comes back up through here, this will continue green, and that will take us into the market through there. So orders in at this level here. I've still got an order in under here as well. Do not be confused and thinking this is some sort of breakout thing here. That will skin you alive over time. So it's very strategic what we're doing here, because we're using the pressure points to actually give us that trigger, that kickoff where we know that the market makers will be more involved. So it's now just a waiting game to see. And I'm not saying either of these would be triggered. We'll just see how things develop as they go, because obviously if this changes to red in a while, then this order here will be non-existent. We won't want to know about that at all. So yeah, we'll see how things go, because at the moment we'll just sit on the side and see how things go. Okay, so I have now come back and I have removed the sell order that I had under here that was actually almost triggered but wasn't, but I've removed that. Why have I actually removed that at this stage now? Because it could come down here, couldn't it, and go down here and take me in and then do that. The reason I've removed it is because this is showing green. So if this had been still showing red, obviously I would have left this in and I wouldn't have bothered putting this in. But now the dynamics of the market has changed slightly. I don't want to risk going short under here while this is starting to build up green. And as I say, it may develop that way in a while, we'll see. And then that order would then go back in, but we'll see how it pans out. Okay, quick update. Okay, so you can see that there is an alert that's popped up here. Gold crossing, that was that price that I put up here. You see that dashed line. So the order that I put up there has now been filled. So we are now long, looking for the market to go up. Now, what I get asked about a lot here is about stops. Where do you place your stops? And a lot of traders will say, oh, I'll put it at 15 pips or 20 pips or 30 pips. And these are they're not intelligent measurements. It's not an intelligent thing to do. Now, I don't mean insult against a person's intelligence. I mean, it's not an intelligent market thing to do. And what I want to do is explain about that. Often when I go into a trade, I will maybe put a 30 pip stop on, a 25 pip stop, depending how volatile the market is. But after that, I want to put what I call an intelligent stop on. An intelligent stop is thinking about where the market has come from before it filled me. So here you can see this market came out of here, returned from here, came back to the midline and then went up. Now we have actually got a bit of activity the market makers here, which may actually push this down a little bit, but we're all green here. So the stop loss that I've got now is going to go under there, which I'm going to do now. And I'll just update you out throughout the evening now. It's evening for me. I want to take it a bit easy now and chill out. But I'll be back now and again checking in on this and seeing how things are going. And I'll set up a target as well to exit out on that, which I'll do as well. So I'll catch up with you shortly. A quick welcome back. Just before I popped off, I just wanted to have a look to the left and see where we've got any previous highs or targets where the market might run into some resistance. And so you can see I've put this price on here, which is 2009 spot 40. That is a previous high some time ago. You can zoom back in your charts and have a look at that if you want, but that's a previous high on there. So that will be an area to watch should the market get up to there, and might be worth taking some profit at that point and then look for a retrace at that point there. So yeah, we'll just see how it pans out. As a quick update before I head off to bed, you can see, I'll just get a marker on here so you can see what happened. So it's continued on green. Market went up to this point up here. I was looking to exit around about here. It's come back off again, and now notice that it's still on green, and now we've had this bottom created. So you see we've come down on the red, and then we've got the green bar up, which has given us a clear area here where the market's rejected lower prices. Everything is long on here, so I wouldn't expect the market to go below this point here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move my stop, which is currently at this level here, you can see here, and I'm going to move that up to the bottom of there. And then probably I'll have to leave that and off to bed and see how that pans out in the morning, and I'll update you then. So enjoy the rest of your evening if it's not too late, and I'll catch up with you in the morning later on. Take care. Well, hi, I'm back. Sorry the video had to be in 2 parts. Hopefully the audio is going to be a little bit better now. Good night's sleep, so that was good news. And I got up this morning and I thought I'd carry on this so we could see how things played out and what actually happened. Okay, so I'm just going from memory now as to where I actually finished on the last video, but I will join these together so it'll be one anyway. But so let's get our normal marker on here that we have. Okay, so on the other video, I've marked this up. You can see, so that's where I was triggered long. So the market went in there, so I bought there, and you can see the market went up nicely, stayed on green. I think we got up to a high of, yeah, I think that was the high actually up there on that. So we got up to there, and then it stayed green, and the market started coming off. And I had my initial stop, I believe, was under here, as I showed on the previous video. And then the market started to go up on here, as it did. So I had this, and then I saw this bottom here. So I moved my stop loss up to there. Market started to recover and back up. And then I think that is where I went to bed. I can't be sure. I think that's where I went. But it won't matter because you'll see it on the other video anyway from there. So I moved my stop up to there, and then I went to bed. Okay, so then the market messed around, put some more pressure points in, which didn't trigger any other long on that point. At this point, I would have, if I'd have been awake, I would have moved my stop loss up to here, and then I would have moved it up to here. But as it was, I wasn't around, so I got stopped out there. Okay, so at this point here, I got stopped out. I would have, had I been up, of course, as this started to turn red, like I say, I would have just moved the stop loss up here and then moved the stop loss up here, because why not? I might as well just took a few pips out of it and walked away until I see how things develop. But this red would have set alarm bells ringing for me to do that. So I would have been moving the stop with a plan, as I see how the market moved out. But of course, I was asleep, so I couldn't do that. So then we get the market turn red. So had you been awake during this time, or not in New Zealand, and you've been awake at this time, you'd have seen all this. Market then starts to go red down through here, and we see that we're looking where the market is likely to fail. So the market did indeed fail. So where it failed was actually my stop price on there. So that would have took me out of that point. We then have a low here, so we can then put our sell order under here. At this point, we've got all red. The market gets triggered, and then we are into a down move. And also, this trade carried right the way through with not going to bed at night would have resulted in a losing trade and then a successful trade. The key point here is to think about this. Losing trades are inevitable. When you start to try and limit your losing trades in terms of adjusting your trading method all the time to not get losing trades, you're going to fail. It's going to actually increase the speed in which you fail. What you need to do is to have controlled losses. And that's one of the powerful aspects of this indicator, that when you have losses doing this, generally speaking, they will be very, very small losses. And then when you pick up on the correct and you get the trend right and the collapse or the continuation of the pressure point, you get the long runs. So the risk reward is great. So that's how you make money over time, is by not thinking about individual trades, is by thinking about you're taking very small losses, you're taking very big gains, and that's how you'll make money. So that's this video to an end on gold. I don't trade gold. It's just something I did because I'd put the earlier video out showing where the likely sell was. I thought it would be an interesting video to show. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll catch up with you very soon on the next one. Take care. Have a great day.